Joe Pizarchik, former director of the Office of Surface Mining Reclamation and Enforcement. I am at the Askam Borehole Abandoned Mine Drainage Treatment System with Elizabeth Hughes. Elizabeth, could you tell us about how this treatment system came to be?
So yes, this is our Askam Borehole AMD treatment system. It was completed in 2014, and this is part of a larger project we have for the Nanticoke Creek watershed system. This was one of the ways to mitigate AMD in the watershed that was suggested to us by a report done by the Army Corps of Engineering. What this does, we have water from 2 boreholes draining directly into the Nanticoke Creek, and that actually goes down straight into the Susquehanna River. So we needed a system that was going to be able to handle that flow. What this system does is the water from the boreholes, which can go up to 15,000 gallons per minute, it actually comes straight into the creek, and then it goes into what we have, what we call a maelstrom oxidizer. And there's all these aeration devices that actually pump oxygen into the water that increases the fallout of the iron into the settling pond, which you see behind me. It's in there, it's held for about 20 to 24 hours, and from that point it then goes straight on back into the Nanticoke Creek, but it reduces the iron content in the water as it heads downstream.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Now, obviously, a system like this does not come cheap. Could you tell us a bit about the funding sources that enabled you to build this system to take out all of this iron pollution out of the creek?
So Earth Conservancy was actually founded back in 1992. We started our work in 1994, and even at that time, working on the watershed and repairing damages were part of our mission. So we've relied since that time on support and funding and expertise from a lot of different sources. For this project, as I mentioned, we received a lot of help from, in the beginning, from the Army Corps of Engineers. They did the initial study and suggested different things, and that was all supported by DEP BAMR. But then when it actually came to building this, again, many different sources. We had the Office of Surface Mining and Reclamation Enforcement. We had the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection. We had the Pennsylvania Conservation Districts, as well as expertise from other people such as Trout Unlimited and EPCAMR. All of those people were necessary to put this in place. And now, I mean, we're really, even though it's set up, we're constantly looking for sources of money to improve the efficiency and efficacy of the system, as well as just to support general operations and maintenance of it. So there are a couple of sources that we looked at and had help from, such as DCED through the state, but again, there's really not that go-to source that can help us support, you know, the energy costs alone are quite substantial, and it's hard for organizations like us who are a nonprofit to run these systems and to find the support we need. Usually things for, as I said, O&M, as well as testing of the water to see how well we're doing. We are looking for money, and it's always coming out of our own coffers if we can't find it.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Do you have dedicated funding to pay for the daily or the regular sampling and the operation of the aerators, as well as to clean out the sludge when the ponds fill up?
So no, we don't have a dedicated source of funding, and it becomes very stressful for our organization because, again, we're doing a lot of different projects to improve the watershed, which include reclamation projects, and all of those things cost money. So again, when we're looking at this, to plan for more efficient ways to treat the system and make modifications to it, to do the testing to see how well we're meeting standards that we've set for the system itself, to pay for operations to clean out the system when this pond gets filled with the AMD sludge. All of those things have to be done, and they have to be done at some point, and there is no dedicated source of funding for it. It's something that we have to take on ourselves as a nonprofit organization, which is very, very difficult.